Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dudettes. Matt Burns here.
And I am matey.
And who are you?
I'm matey. Matey. So hi, matey. So hi.
Still doing the impersonations.
Definitely. It will never get old, matey.
It never does. It never does.
But it never will.
Anyway, would you kindly please introduce yourself?
Yes, I am somebody that is somewhere, somehow, being a co-presenter of a podcast. Mr. Irvine.
Yes. So anyway, but in truth, we're still using the power of the internet, and we're still doing it live.
Well, technically, even though we could do it in the same room, giggity.
Yeah, but, even though we can do it in the same room from time to time, but the difference is using the power of the internet does actually help out and helps us with, it's just helpful.
It's just helpful when I don't want to look at Matt Burns' face for any longer than I had to last night.
He's such a charmer, isn't he?
Anyway, without further ado, I bring to you the Sunday 6 p.m. Watershed, even though technically it is nearly 5 past.
Mm-hmm.
So, the following broadcast may contain language, opinions, and topics that may not be suitable for younger listeners or for those that are easily offended. However, I do believe that Hong Kong Fooey is much easier on the eyes and ears.
Chicka chow, chicka bow wow wow.
God damn it, I hate you so much.
What?
As if my present wasn't enough yesterday, you just had to open your mouth.
Your present?
My present.
Oh, your present. We'll get on that later.
Yes, we'll get onto that later. You need to be extra careful this episode.
Why?
Literally, this episode needs to be sponsored by Durex because he's going to need to be extra safe.
Well, at least you at least you're thinking extra safely.
This means war, Burns.
We'll get on to why later. But anyway, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we are always here to state that the Burning Truth are always in full support and advocates of Black Lives Matter.
We're also advocates for hashtag speaking out.
Yes, we are.
And we are also in full support of the LGBTQ plus community.
And always will be.
And always, I seriously hope they don't add any more letters onto that, though, because it is a lot to say.
I think the plus is what they're there for.
Yes, thank God for that.
You're welcome.
Did you just refer to yourself as God?
What?
I just said thank God for that, and you just said you're welcome.
No, I didn't. That was just.
You did, didn't you?
I was going to rush into, but understand that if anyone who has watched it, it was very rushed, very short, and needed to be straight to the point.
Yes, it was a bit rushed, and it was a bit blunt and straight to the point. There was a particular reason behind that, wasn't there, Matt Burns?
Yes, there was.
And what was that reason, Matt Burns?
Busy schedules, being non-stop busy, having to attend, having to
No.
pick you up.
No. Oh no, I was just about to say you're getting to the point now, are you? Finally, come on, let's have it out.
What?
You were late again. You were on the MST.
Right, I was late.
Or should I say MBST? Matt Burns Standard Time.
However, I may have been late, but I was being so nice.
Oh, really? Really? Is that what you call it? Is that what you call it? Oh, matey, I bring you gift.
But
I bring you gift, matey.
Nope, we're not going to go there yet. Not yet. But the point being is, we put out the vlog. I put out the vlog to basically explain what I've been up to, about being on a certain podcast as well, separately from this one. On top of that, we were also attending a British wrestling show.
Yay! And that's what he considers being really nice, by the way.
That wasn't the really nice part that I was referring to. And of course, I was a little bit late picking up.
As per usual. But
I was wrapping up him a gift.
Shut you bag of dicks.
What? I was wrapping him up a nice gift because he'd been working so hard. And training.
Matey, you don't want to go there yet, matey.
Well, we've covered the vlog, so we can get on to the wrestling topic, so we can pretty much jump straight into that topic now.
Oh, for God's sake. Does that mean that we're starting off on AEW?
Yeah, we can do.
Well, it just kind of segues into that, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, I see what you did there.
Well, matey.
Yeah.
As everybody knows, I have a certain problem with a certain style of wrestling by a pair of idiots.
Yeah.
And we all know that I do not like these particular idiots.
Yes.
Just about as much as you don't like Vince Russo.
Well, I've calmed down on Vince Russo.
Yes.
And I have you to thank for that.
Oh, yes, you do. You do.
I really do.
Bro. You do, bro.
I do. And genuinely, I thought... And ladies and gentlemen, I thought with my colleague being so nice to show the error of my ways on the fact that, you never judge a book by its cover.
That's just
what?
Just why? Why did you do it? And what sort of sense in the world do you think that was going to be a great idea?
It was, because...
If we were to have a match right now, I would probably use it as a prop to beat you to death with.
At least you got a prop for it?
It's going to happen now. But yes, I do not like the Young Bucks. A lot of people like the Young Bucks. I do not.
Each their own.
I admire how fast-paced they can do things and how well they do them, and the timing is impeccable, etc., but they just do nothing.
Unless it involves a certain basketball hoop.
Yes.
And well done for Botchamania for pointing that one out as well.
No. Yes, actually, yes. Well done, Botchamania. I really, really hope that you were watching it at the same time as me, because then we could be both scratching our heads going, what the fuck was that?
Pretty much. But anyway, please continue.
Yes, so I do not like the Young Bucks. Mr. Burns decides on a phone call to say, oh, I got you a little gift because, you've been working so hard, matey. So hard. Yeah. You're doing so well, you're so hard.
You can put whatever innuendo there, but nope, that wasn't me. Please continue.
Anyway, I was like, hang on a minute. I smelt a rat. And I thought, I've got a feeling, a very sneaky, suspicious feeling, that something is amiss here. And to my surprise, I was correct. Because when Matey decided to pick me up, Matey, He
Yes.
decided to pass me said individual item, wrapped up quite nice and neatly, actually, I will admit. You did well there, Mr. Burns.
Thank you.
And I did continue to thank you him because obviously, whether it be a joke or not, it is effort, and it is effort that is well received.
Yes.
And I opened the said book-shaped package, and to my not so much my surprise, it was a book on the autobiography of the Young Bucks. I'm sorry to beat around the bush there, but I cannot emphasize how much I wanted to ignore this scenario. But because the effort has been put there, I am going to read it very, very slowly because
And what's the name of the book?
I don't know. It's on the side. It's upside down on the side.
Would you like me to say it for you?
Yes, please do, because I might vomit.
Killing the Business.
Mm.
But it's from backyard into, making it to the mainstream.
Well,
big
I can literally look at that and go, you know what? Actually, it's a good title for the book. It couldn't be any more accurate.
But the difference is, I thought to myself, Irvine was so nice to help me respect, Vince Russo. I thought I'd return the favour.
Yes, by giving me a helping hand.
Of course.
It's not the kind of helping hand I was hoping for, Mr. Burns, but okay.
It helps.
Every little helps.
And he even has instructions on how to do a crotch shot.
Really? Really?
Which I thought was absolutely hilarious because I didn't even know that was in the actual the
illustration. I literally flicked through the pages. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple of cool pictures in there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like from when they were kids, which is a nice little touch.
Yeah.
Always adding a personal touch to it. But at the front, there are certain illustrations of how to do particular moves. And it looks like it's been drawn by a 5-year-old. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you hoping for a better review?
No, I just found it hilarious as I could see your anger as you were opening. It's just, I just thought you were going to turn into a certain character from Big Mouth, just go rage, fucking rage.
Yes, I was feeling a bit of rage right there, but not only because you were late, matey, but because you'd given me a book.
Not just any
one
book.
gift that you should never ever give a dyslexic person?
Never knew you were
a fucking book. And yes, people, you did hear me correctly. I did call it a book.
A book.
Dialect, different areas, deal with it. Matey.
Yes, because I can guarantee you someone has probably brought it up, probably going to be bringing it up, going, it's meant to be book looking cook, it's book looking cook for us. Whatever it is for your area, fine. Not a problem.
I'd agree with that, 100%. So leave me alone.
Stop picking on him.
Don't be sad on me.
Yeah, don't be sad on him.
Yes. But anyway, so it's a nice little segue, fuck you, Matt Burns, into
welcome.
AEW.
Yes, it is.
It is a nice little segue. Now, we have... When is the debut of their
next week
second show? Is it next week?
Next week.
Or as in this week? Or the following week? This Friday coming or the second Friday after?
This Friday.
This Friday. And where is that show going to be, Matt Burns?
Chicago.
Exactly. And Name a superstar that is affiliated with Chicago.
Chicago wrestler.
You know, one that particularly could be renowned as one of the best in the world.
Oh, you're on about CP Monk, aren't you?
CP Monk. CP Monk.
You do realise that is actually a wrestling gimmick.
Oh, you may as well just call him Chipmunk.
Well, what makes it even more funny is the fact that someone actually comes out dressed in a chipmunk costume.
Yeah, but we're not on about that, even though it is ridiculously funny. But, you know, so we're talking about CM Punk. Now, speculation's ramping up, and yes, I don't care what anybody says on the old interwebs, but it's not official because AEW haven't announced it.
Not yet.
You could have more insiders than you could shake a stick at, but it has not been officially released. So please keep your speculations to yourselves. But we will go on the speculation that there's a high potential he could be making his debut then. Me personally, obviously, I used to prefer it when everything was a shock and everything was kept quiet, but obviously nowadays you cannot do that. It's just like football. I've said this before, comparing it to football, transfers and contract signings, they're all out in the open nowadays. And it's very, very hard to keep anything secret.
Yep.
But we are expecting a debut by CM Punk. And yes, I think if it is the case that CM Punk and Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, are making their debut, I'd prefer it to be CM Punk first because, as shocking as this may sound, he comes with more weight.
Yeah. Especially with the fact that he hasn't been on the main wrestling scene for
Quite a while.
Time.
Quite a while. Last time, you remember the last time? Last time that he made a promo, and it was when he dropped that pipe bomb, and that was 10 years ago.
Interesting. I just found something out about Chicago. There's two other there's one other wrestler who works at AEW, and the other one works at Impact as well. From Chicago.
Okay, go on.
Colt Cabana.
Oh dear. Are we really going to touch that subject?
No, we're not going to touch that subject. Carry on. Who's part of the Dark Order? Carry on. And Matthew Raywalt.
Who?
Matthew Raywalt.
My mind's just drawing a blank here.
Aiden English.
Why didn't you just say that in the first place?
Because he's now known as Drama King Matthew Raywalt.
Yeah, but if you'd have said Aiden English, I would have known.
But let me just point this out, and this is going to be an apology as well, because I believe when we mentioned about the Impact Homecoming, we mentioned Mr. Matthew Raywalt, and unfortunately I butchered his surname.
Again.
But
we are massive advocates for butchering names.
We're known for it.
We are very well known for it. Do you remember when we tried to attempt the AEW Japanese roster?
I don't want to talk about that.
No, neither did I, but I just thought I'd mention it.
I don't want to talk about that.
I do believe that after about 4 or 5, I think we only got half of one right.
I think we got half of one right and then got it wrong after.
It's like we can't help being English, for God's sake.
Yeah.
It's like the only Japanese wrestler's name that I can get properly is Shinsuke Nakamura.
Kenta?
Yeah, I got that wrong. When I first said it, I got it wrong.
Ouch.
Shinsuke Nakamura is the only one that I got right.
Fair enough.
Wow, that makes me sound really bad. I do try.
It tries, but the difference is when we do butcher it and we do actually hear the correct one, we wrecked ourselves. We always look back, say hindsight's a bitch, and then correct ourselves.
Yes, it is. But yeah, anyway, we are looking forward to seeing what happens on this new show. I am actually going to be purchasing the what was the app called? I can't remember. Fight. I will be purchasing that because
Yes.
I need to keep up to date with AEW now because I'm too far behind, and I have actually missed taking the piss out of the Labours of Jericho.
Although the Labours of Jericho have been, the last one was absolutely amazing. Interesting.
Yes, I did see the highlights, so I'm quite happy with that.
It was good.
But yeah, so we've got loads of AEW content. It's all good. I can't really pick any fault with it at the moment. Unless Matt Burns thinks otherwise. I am that guy at the moment sitting outside a university with a sign on his table saying, "Change my mind."
The only issue I have with it at the moment is Kenny Omega's a great wrestler. That's fine. But you're trying to build up a certain cowboy in Hangman Page.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about the main event picture, aren't we?
We are, and the problem is Hangman Page has lost his shot at Kenny Omega. And this week, Page decided to tell the Dark Order to stay out of it. Basically, you got to do what stay out of it, please. He's got to do what he's got to do. He's got to do what he's got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And got pummeled
by the Dark Order.
No, by the Elite. Without being able to get what he wanted to get off his chest.
Yeah, so you see, this is why I haven't kept up to date with wrestling, because I just don't want anything to be disappointing. I just watched the highlights, and I didn't see that highlight, funnily enough. So he's lost his title match altogether.
Yeah. And
but
he's got to climb the rankings.
Why they spent so much time building him up?
I think the idea is he's meant to lose the championship, show how hard and working and determined he is to climb back up the rankings to claim the championship.
Well, if that's the way that it's going to be and they're building him up because they just don't want Kenny Omega to lose a title yet, then that's fine. Or is it the case that... See, the one thing I don't want to happen, if it is the case that CM Punk and the American Dragon, Daniel Bryanson, or Bryan Danielson, whatever his fucking name is.
One of them.
What I don't want to happen is them to come in and go straight into the main event picture. That would just be pissing all over the career.
I doubt that will be the case, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Blade and Christian Cage were fighting potentially for Christian Cage to become number one contender, because he's currently undefeated.
Yeah, but wouldn't you then have Christian Cage versus Hangman Adam Page for a number one contendership match?
Not necessarily, because I believe Page has gone straight down to the bottom. And how AEW...
How though? But how?
when he literally lost the 8-man tag fight for the Fallen.
Yeah, but that was nothing to do with the main event. That was nothing to do with his championship, was it?
Yes,
his
it was.
Championship title shot. So if
Yes,
he
it
lost
was.
that match, he loses his fucking... Oh, my God.
The idea being is, it was, you get that match, you only get that match in blah, 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 blah. If you win, you get me one-on-one, no Elite, no Dark Order. And if you lose, you lose your number one ranked position.
Fuck. Right, so, positive note from that, though, is we get to see...
They're playing the long game.
We get to see Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega.
Yes. Downside is
the upside, but the downside...
It's made it predictable.
Yeah, because I can't see Christian Cage winning it.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that they've done this to prolong Kenny Omega losing the title, because they might actually have something more long-term.
Possibly.
Do you remember when we all thought that Cesaro was going to be the man to take down Roman Reigns? And it was all looking that way, and we really wanted it. And it didn't pay off in the end.
Nope. It didn't.
Cesaro's gone back down to the mid-card, and so has Adam Page, by the sound of it. But at least you know for a fact that AEW will build him back up again, because he deserves that title shot. There will be a twist to that. There will be a twist to this tale. That won't just be the end of Hangman Adam Page, like it is with Cesaro.
100% agreed with you on that one.
So there will be a twist in the tale. So we shall see. We'll just have to tune in, and we'll just have to trust the creative writing team, Tony Khan and AEW with the storyline, because I can guarantee you that some of the legends would have had some input.
No, but the only problem I had with it is with the segment is it wasn't just a beat up. It wasn't just a beat up. I've heard of kicking someone when they're down and everything, try and make your top heel. If it's looking like a dick, and then there's just really. Because tell me if this does sound right. He's in the ring. He's about to say whatever. Then you got Kenny Omega come out, interrupt him without speaking, berate him on the mic, and I mean proper berate him, calling him, you try and call back into the Elite. Well, we don't want no loser, has been, blah, 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 who ain't got no title, blah, 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 and everything. It almost felt like what Stephanie used to do in WWE.
Turn up, annoy everyone, and fuck off.
It looked like it was going to go down that road. I'm just glad that Paige just sucked Kenny Omega.
Yeah, exactly. But again, like I say, there's going to be a twist to the tale on this.
Wait. With the whole group there, the Dark Order runs out, but the two leaders are holding them back at Paige's request, while he's just taking a magic killer immediately, and while they're getting pushed back, taking multiple V-triggers, double V-triggers from the Young Bucks.
Oh, well, I was just about to say, it is a surprise that it's a shame, though, that they didn't give him super kicks, because he wouldn't have felt them.
Because there were so many of them. It was like, are you trying to beat him into unconsciousness? Right? Get onto him, to then have, eventually when they got taken out, one person run down to the ring, the Elite Hunter, Frankie Kazarian, start fighting, try and take on the Elite, and then get outnumbered. To then have Kenny Omega deck Hangman Page with the belt and says, "This is as close you're going to get to this belt."
Yeah, no, it's like I say, without going too much into it, because that's what you always do. You go too much into it. There is going to be a big payoff eventually, but it's going to have to be a slow burner.
For me, I agree with you. It just there was too much being done to him. For me, that's a personal preference, though.
Yeah, but I've told you this about the Young Bucks, and it's just too much. Move. No sell. Move. No sell.
No, but the problem was in this is that it's meant to be a no sellout, like you said, but it was the fact that Page was selling it all.
Yeah, well, if you'd have taken all that and you and it was
no. I'm glad he was selling it. Really glad he was selling it. It just felt overkill. I think it should have just been one finisher from one team, one finisher from the thingy, belt shot, move on.
Well, that just goes to show how weak their finishes are then, doesn't it?
No, but hitting 2 magic killers, 5 double V triggers.
I told you.
Makes it look even weaker.
I told you.
Anyway, that's the bad out of the way.
Good stuff. Good times.
Christian Cage looked strong. Looked really good.
You wouldn't think he would have retired not long ago.
And yet, even the way he was doing some of his jumps from the top rope to the floor, the way he landed, I thought, oh, has he tweaked his knee? Nope, he's carrying on. But he was telling a masterclass with that. Then we got the Labors of Jericho.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add on to it? Anything you want to say about it?
No, not really. I mean, Labors of Jericho, it's fine and all. Obviously, I didn't like the Nick Gage match because you could literally see Jericho telling him what he needs to do, where he needs to be. So no.
And he's also being asked now if he would do another death match.
Who? Gage?
No.
Or Jericho?
Jericho.
No, he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Why would he need to? He doesn't need to. Just no. No.
The only time he should be doing it is if it makes sense.
And it doesn't, so no.
And right now, it doesn't. So leave him the fuck alone.
Yes. No.
Leave him be.
No.
Are we done?
Yes.
Right. I did like the fourth Labour.
You did?
Yeah, against Hoovy.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was the third Labour.
Oh, my mistake. Apologies.
I was just about to say, wasn't Thingy the fourth?
Yeah. Wardlow's the fourth.
Yeah.
With MJF as the referee.
Oh, yeah, that's just so fair, that isn't it? I did kind of think that we were literally nearly done with the whole MJF and Jericho thing, but clearly not.
Yeah, but we just got this one match to do, and then we get MJF versus Jericho.
Again. Which, if you remember rightly, Jericho lost.
But won't on this time. Hopefully.
I was just about to say, do you know something that we don't know?
No, I don't.
That's okay then, matey.
Let's continue, matey.
Okay, matey.
Okay.
Right, anyway, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Philip J. Fry, take my money, don't care what she does anymore. She could literally throw poo at a wall and let it stick. I still want to watch it.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you looking up now?
Nothing. Not looking up.
You porn up again?
No.
I'm
sharing this out to people. We want more listeners.
Of course I do.
That's what I'm doing.
Just didn't think they'd want to listen to you masturbating, that's all.
He always has to try pick on me every week.
Stop picking on me!
Stop picking on me!
Oh, hello, cheeky.
What was that?
That was not a Windy Miller. That was not a bottom burp.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, yeah, we'll leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
Still not as bad as the one you did last night. Anyway, so WWE, yeah, what a shit show. Again.
Well, hang on. Are you skipping? Am I skipping?
No, I'm not skipping.
No. We're not skipping.
I just think that the main points of AEW is that, oh, mind you, actually, we shouldn't really skip a certain particular part that happened.
Go on.
On Dark.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, a certain rap.
It didn't happen. Well, at least that's what AEW wants you to think.
Yeah, I think AEW are actually doing a Vince McMahon here. It didn't happen. Well, I'm sorry, but it did. And to be fair to AEW, they did jump all over it and be like, you know what? Actually, no, it's not cool.
Yeah, which, to be honest with you, even though you might be saying that you might be doing a Vince McMahon situation or a WWE situation, this is one of the times where, yeah, they fucking need to do it.
Yeah, I was just about to say, they definitely need to do it this time because, obviously, we are advocates for, mental health. We put a mental health message out every week. And to make fun out of somebody over rap. Yes, we've heard worse in rap music, but that is not an excuse.
Yeah.
It is not an excuse. We are now in 2021.
Yep.
This is not 1998, 97, 99. I know I'm going a bit backwards and forwards with that one there, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But, you can't go saying shit like that. You can't. Whether, some people found it hilarious, but then that just goes to show how stupid they are.
In case everybody wants to know when it was actually on August 3rd episode of Dark. And the issue that we have with it is, it was the actual controversial subject.
Yes.
It was the fact that he was mocking Simone Biles' mental health at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
Yes.
The Duke Lacrosse case.
Mm-hmm.
And the validity of COVID-19 PCR tests. And made crude sexual jokes about a 19-year-old wrestler, Julie Hart's genitalia.
Well, I'm not going to lie, she's 19, but either way, yeah, it's not cool, really. Especially when her reaction was, it didn't look like, oh, this is just a rap, it's for fun.
This has been discussed.
Yeah, it didn't look like that at all.
No. And it's very rare because straight away, it's bad when AEW owner Tony Khan called it absolutely terrible. and that it should have been edited out of the show and announced that he will be personally be taking over the editing of the show going forward.
Yep.
On top of that, because of it, Max Caster, that was the one who was involved in it, was then later removed from several independent events following the incident. Basically, he became the potato that no one wants to touch.
Yes. Which, it's bad for him, really. It really is.
Yeah.
It's bad, because now we don't know where the Acclaimed are going to stand when
And
it comes to...
It doesn't help the fact that he's on his own now.
No, it really doesn't. Wait,
Because
what?
He's on his own
What, he's a singles wrestler now?
at the moment because Anthony Bowers is actually currently off with an injury. I believe he got a suffered knee injury.
I wonder if they might just thingy until it all blows over.
Probably say,
No, he's probably just going to go to the Winchester until it all blows over.
might actually be a good idea.
For him, it might be right now, yeah.
And yes, dogs can look up.
Of course dogs can look up. How else did they again give you the big eyes?
Of course. Of course. Anyway, it's just an unfortunate situation of what happened. It could have been handled far better. But it wasn't.
I don't know. I don't think handled better is the correct term that you need to be using. I think his wording in the rap could have been better utilised.
Yeah. He should have avoided them topics.
Yeah, I was just about to say, because one contained mental health. The other was...
allegations.
Yeah. And and one was talking about private parts of a 19-year-old. So, yeah, kind of not cool there.
It's a domino effect. It's literally just, one's bad. That's bad. That's worse. Why is it not stopping?
Yeah, exactly. It does make you wonder, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, it does. I believe this is probably probably one of the times where they were probably sitting there thinking, we need our own Kevin Dunn here.
Yeah. Dial it back a bit here, guys.
Dial it back.
Dial it back. But yeah, it was just too... I think it was too far. Yeah. I really do. I just think it was a bit too far.
And what makes it even worse is, I believe my colleague will probably agree with me. Did you watch it live the first time?
What, the rap?
Yeah.
No.
Have you actually seen it?
Yes.
Jeez.
And I've actually had it where the subtitles, so because sometimes words can be said so fast in rap that I don't understand them. So yeah, it just really, really, really had to listen to the lyrics. And I even had to ask you, because I don't watch the Olympics.
Yeah.
And I wasn't aware of the situation that was actually going on at the time, so...
Yeah. So when you mentioned it to me, it was like, whoa, no.
I was like a bit... I got the whole private parts of the 19-year-old. I got that. But I just didn't get the rest of it.
Yeah, because you didn't know if it was why it was controversial. And as soon as I explained it, you knew straight away as soon as I actually explained a piece of it why it was controversial. As soon as I mentioned one part being mental health, it was like, oh, no, see you later.
Yeah, it was. It was like, no, you can't do that. No.
Pretty much. But that's all we're going to say on that matter.
It certainly is, because as much as we like to hang on to situations like that to discuss them, it's just pointless to me. It's being sorted as we talk about it. So, or it's already been sorted. So it's pointless continuing with it. But it is something that needs to be addressed. He should be punished for it because it was a thing. I know that AEW is supposed to be edgy and taking it back to the old school, but still, there's a line in the sand, guys. There's a line in the sand.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have crossed it.
You shouldn't have done that.
No. So yeah, let's move on.
And you wanted to go to WWE now?
Yeah, let's not ramble on too much with WWE because you know how I feel about it and I know how you feel about it right now.
Would you like me to just wrap it up quickly?
Wrap it up nice and quickly and put a little bow on it, yeah.
Right, we know how much of a clusterfuck WWE have been lately, and the fact that they are releasing more stars supposedly because of budget cuts. Really? The fact that they've now gotten rid of multiple NXT stars, even though some of them were actually recently champions on there. Then we've also got the fact that Ric Flair has now left, and now all of a sudden, now that Ric Flair's left, Charlotte's losing matches by beating herself up. No idea why.
That's probably her idea.
Not even going to touch that subject because that will be a 20-minute rant. But we're not going to do that. The fact is, WWE have been making many, many mistakes. On top of that, they haven't just been making damn mistakes. They've also been even forgetting when people's contracts are actually expiring.
And in doing so,
and
they
do you know why?
Look very stupid.
It makes it even more funnier. Do you know why they're not noticing when the contracts are expiring?
Go on.
Because they released the guy that was looking over them.
Sounds like a kick in the balls.
So they accidentally, somehow, didn't realise that Adam Cole's contract expired.
Yeah.
And lucky for them, Adam Cole isn't being a dick with them, even though he could be.
Oh, I've heard the speculation about what people say he's looking for and what he's after and all that crap, and I don't believe it for 2 seconds.
There is rumours that there has been an emergency meeting being arranged for Adam Cole to discuss future contracts. He has also agreed to an extension on his current one, the one that expired, till potentially, I think, just after SummerSlam. However, he was clever enough to turn around and say, oh, and by the way, the non-compete clause, we'll have that removed out of the extension.
I reckon that's the only way that he'd have an extension, I do.
That's what happened.
Because...
He's got the extension, that's what I'm saying. So there's very likely the possible chance that if they fluff it up again and let him go...
Which we all know that's a very, very strong possibility.
That he hasn't got the 30 days to wait. And everyone's just then thinking, 30, isn't it 90? No, they've already made that mistake with Aleister Black. Or should we say Malachi Black?
Yeah.
Who had a great performance on AEW, by the way. Just point that out. But anyway, the point being is, for me, is main roster's 90, NXT's 30. So all the guys that have been released, mostly from NXT, are 30 days. I don't know what Ric Flair's is, but supposedly Ric Flair's leaving because he wasn't happy with the current storyline that they fitted him with.
You mean the one that he hasn't got?
No, the one that he had before someone got pregnant.
Oh, yeah, that one. Ew.
Yes.
Ew. Ew, 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 ew.
That did not sit well with Ric Flair.
I fucking wouldn't, especially considering it's thinking his daughter.
Yeah. Then you've also got the fact that he is also he wants to reach out to do his own brand. And immediately as soon as he got released, people are like going, Four Horsemen! Four Horsemen!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's certain things you don't realise that now, is it?
However, before I actually ramble on too much, we've got to discuss something that happened during this week
Yes.
to a absolute legendary wrestler. Do you agree?
Well, yeah, I'm waiting for you.
It was none other than it was the wrestler known as Beautiful Bobby Eaton, who unfortunately passed away on the 4th of August 2021. And what we are going to do in tribute to Bobby is to have a 5-bow salute.
Correct.
That we are. And I'm going to begin it now. And with that, we say, rest in peace, beautiful Bobby Eaton.
Certainly lost a fair few stars, haven't we, over the last few years?
Yeah, we have. And this one, when it happened, and I remember when we both found out, it was just, it was just no. We didn't want to believe it, did we?
No.
Because such a wonderful superstar. I believe he was one half of the Midnight Express.
Correct.
And, you know, he had such a wonderful wrestling career as well.
Yeah. And he actually got to wrestle quite a lot of big stars.
Oh, hell yeah. And I don't believe this. And I just found this trivia just pop up on my system. And I'm quite surprised at this. I didn't know this fact sooner. Do you know when he used to be announced, where he used to be billed from?
Mm.
He was normally the Huntsville, Alabama, the Dark Side. Did you know that when he was known as Earl Robert Eaton, where he was billed from?
Go on.
Stoke-on-Trent, England.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. So Bobby Eaton.
When he was known as the Earl,
Yeah.
got himself announced as from Stoke-on-Trent, England.
You joking?
Nope.
But he wasn't from Stoke. Was
no,
he?
he wasn't. No. Huntsville, Alabama.
I was just about to say that is pretty cool. That is.
That's wow.
That's like, yeah. That's actually just caught me off guard.
Yeah. As you can imagine, I've just literally found this information myself and just gone, eh? But, did not expect that.
Yeah, I know, especially considering that we come from Stoke-on-Trent in England, and it's like, I didn't know that. I really didn't. Huh.
You learn something new every day.
I know, yeah, but
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. He billed himself from Stoke-on-Trent, England.
Hats off to him. Couldn't have picked a better place.
But he will be missed. He will be missed.
But that being said, let's get back onto the bright side of life.
Let's get back to WWE. We know all the releases that have come about and everything, but look at the bright side. A lot of these guys in 30 days are going to be on the independent scene and finding work. And I believe Bronson Reed said it best. What have you done? You've unleashed the monster.
Yep, you've unleashed the monster.
The monster.
Now that makes sense.
Makes sense. But there were a lot of people in the comments who have said, and also on the current roster, who have shared out some lovely words and kindness towards these released wrestlers. And I will say this, all of them, and some of them who may not have even had their big match start yet, they'll all go on to do something great. And if they don't, that's fine too.
Yeah, I guarantee you that they'll find.
They should do.
I just want to say, I reckon they'll find somewhere very quickly, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. They're all great workers. Honestly, they're all great workers.
But yeah, it's just the releases again. The stupidity of WWE is shining through again, and the arrogance of, oh well, if they want some wrestlers, perhaps we'll give them some more. Okay then, fucking release all of your roster of NXT, which is actually your better brand, and you've just released them out into the wild, and now every single promotion
has got the ability to use them. And to make it even more insulting, they're changing NXT.
Yes, I remember you saying this yesterday to me about them changing it back to a developmental show.
Why?
I don't know. You've got some of my favourite wrestlers that are on NXT and NXT UK.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, they take the piss out of NXT UK because they just treat it like it's nothing.
Even though they've got some great stars on there, great tag teams, and, oh, by the way, wasn't Jordan Devlin the Cruiserweight champion? And now he's not even turning up on 205 Live.
Yeah. Yep.
But I will say they are doing some absolute amazing work. He is doing some amazing work on NXT UK, especially against A-Kid.
I still just, the mind boggles. The mind boggles because you had certain wrestlers that were actually in big storylines, and you had some of them that,
If I'm not mistaken, you even got one that was so big in NXT UK that they decided to upgrade it to NXT Takeover.
Yeah, and the thing is with that one is that I think they've forgotten about his contract too.
What?
Pete Dunne.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
How long's Pete Dunne been on the NXT US roster now? About a year?
About
About a year? And they've let his contract run down already?
It's not expired yet.
But they've let it run down.
Yes. Which
I'm
is...
not going to lie, he is more deserving of the spots he's been getting just lately on NXT. I think he deserves a run as NXT champion, but what do I know?
Yeah.
What do I know? And that's the thing about WWE is, what the fuck do we know? It's not like most of us watch it every week and know the difference between good and bad and absolute dog shit. So, who are we? I did see a funny meme actually not long ago saying the WWE wishes to part ways with the WWE universe. We wish them all well on their future endeavours.
Yeah, don't get me started on that because there's even rumours of them going back to the Thunderdome.
What?
Yeah.
What? No crowds?
Potentially, yeah. They might be.
Is that because of Corona?
That's because of certain rules and regulations might be getting changed. I don't know. It's just... But then again...
Yeah, but you can't thingy that though at the moment. You can't begrudge them that because...
I'm not going to begrudge them on that, but what I am going to begrudge them is the fact that they haven't broken out of the shell from being on Thunderdome and are what was it, airing in canned cheers reactions when the crowd aren't giving it.
Yeah, I know. I did notice that.
Oh, and by the way, when you're having someone do using a canned cheer and everything, hearing Michael Cole calling a spot, speaking about Drew, when he's on Raw and Michael Cole's on SmackDown.
What?
Yeah, they've been caught using canned cheers that have actually got the commentator speaking.
Wow, that's
from a past
terrible.
time.
That is terrible.
However, what I am going to say is something that recently happened that made me hysterically laugh, and Pete Dunne is awesome.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne got asked about what he thought about his contract expiring. He sent a gif.
Yeah.
Him just shrugging his shoulders. Just,
Is it one of them? I don't know.
It's just, whatever. Just, whatever.
I know nothing.
The only way that it could have been more Pete Dunne is if you reach through your screen and snap your fingers first. That's the only way.
But we all know about snapping fingers. Put him back in. Put him back in. That's what she said. But anyway, I don't want to talk about WWE anymore because I want to segue that into.
I'll be honest with you. That I'm gonna have to crown that for this week.
Yeah, that's
that
funny.
was the perfect segue.
So let's do the segue into our thoughts on what we watched last night.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, myself and James Irvine decided to do a bit of travelling.
Yes, we did.
To Telford, Dawley Town Hall, to watch. I'm going to have to say it, aren't I?
Yeah, just name the company first. Name the company.
Academy Pro Wrestling.
APW. And what was the name of the show, Mr. Burns?
New Heights 3.
Matey. It's so high, matey. So high.
I'm gonna have to get him back for that one.
Oh, good luck with that. You might be waiting a while.
I might be, but he
I think he might have to be on his deathbed for you to get him back.
probably, because I'll be honest with you, that in case if anybody wants to know who we are referring to, that would be none other than, the Dosser King, Charles Kelsey.
Yes. Because not only did he point out that Matt Burns can jump so high, matey, he also told us why. And now it has kind of stuck.
And what makes it even more funny is the fact that he actually did it during the match. No one cottoned on. And all I'll say to you is, just ask Irvine for what was my reaction.
Well, first of all, let's start at the beginning, shall we, Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Because we're covering the whole show.
Okay.
So there was there was an academy show,
Pre-show
like
match.
A pre-show match.
Yep.
Before it kicked in, it was what it was.
But the difference is, it shows that they are showcasing what
potential, what they've been doing, what they do behind the scenes. That's their showcase.
Yes.
And yeah, it was what it was.
Yeah.
It was all right. I'm not going to say it was great because that'd be a lie, and I don't like lying.
But the difference is, with wrestling, there's always areas of improvements, and I'm pretty sure they probably got the advice that was given to them.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's not up for me to give them advice or tell them where they went wrong. It's just my opportunity to review this kind of thing and just, I can't give them pointers or tell them what to do, but, at the end of the day, I can only point out what was wrong, and it was sloppy. But you can't expect miracles.
It wasn't. It was sloppy. I wouldn't say the word sloppy. I would just say, less rush. Don't rush.
Yeah, I would say don't rush. I would say the heel, he played his role well.
The crowd were into it.
Yeah, the crowd were into it. I would say to the young lad that was facing him, I would say to him, try not to rush. Try not to rush what you're doing. You're doing it well. Just try not to rush.
That's it.
And yeah, just remember ring awareness. That's all I can remember. That's all I can remember from the match. Really, is just ring awareness.
Yeah, and that's the best way I would put it. But the difference is, for a pre-show, they can't complain at all. And I believe it was even some of their debuts for the Academy, even though it's on the pre-show. So, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations on your debut. But again, if you're going to be making a show, just take your time. Don't rush it. And keep, just hold your nerve. I know it's nerve-wracking standing in front of people. But, you'll get there in the end. I've got to make my debut yet, so I may do absolutely fucking awful. So we will, just see what happens. Just don't rush it.
And I'll let everyone know about it.
You can if you want. I don't care, matey. I'll always have your number.
Yeah, you do, because it's in your phone.
That's not what I meant, but okay. You keep trying to be a smart arse.
I'm just in denial. That's what I'm sticking to. I'm in denial.
Very much so. Very much so in denial, Mr. Burns.
I'm in denial. I'm
But
sticking
anyway,
to that.
The APW show, it was the first one back for them guys, and congratulations, you know, it's a big feat coming out of 18 months or more.
To just take the blog.
And they all passed, and congratulations to them.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is it was showcasing, like, it's... Do you know that segment remind me? And this is actually a positive thing. You know, like when you were younger and you finish school and you have like after school events to keep, that ended up basically keeping you busy, ended up keeping your focus on something that you enjoy, and everything can possibly help you focus energy instead of it being in a negative format.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But I mean, this is the thing with me, is that if I don't like something, I will tell you that I do not like it.
Yeah.
And about this particular show, I did not like a few things in it, so we'll be getting to that in a minute. But
okay.
I'm not gonna beat around the bush just to stroke somebody's ego or tell somebody that I enjoyed it just to keep the peace, because constructive criticism is constructive criticism. I'm not going to be a dick about it, but I'm just going to give you constructive criticism.
I believe the idea being is the only thing is it will be probably more pointers, and I'd say if you want more of the criticism, send the message.
Yeah, if you want to hear more of what we've got to say, my number's always my inbox is always open, so, it's there. But anyway, I'm sick to death of talking about that and beating around the bush. Come on. So, first match, we had Ashley Dunn.
Yep.
Versus Charles Kelsey.
Yep.
Now, obviously, we're friends with Charles Kelsey, and
some of us are. Some of us get beat up more. Some of us got like a bit of a phenemy. Beat up some of us get beat up more than others.
Yes. So yeah, it's one of them. So the first match is, I knew what I was going to expect out of Kelsey. It was a solid match. It was a conflict of styles.
Yes.
In a healthy way. You had Indy versus, your more
old school brawler.
Old school, strong
smash
mouth. It very, 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 very clean display by both of them. You could tell. You could tell that some of their moves. The sit kick was absolutely brilliant.
And on a few other kicks, you were checking your jaw.
Yeah, on a few other kicks, you were checking your jawline. It's like, oh, he's a bit of a stiff cunt. He's a bit of a stiff cunt, he is.
But the good thing about it is, it was quick when it needed to be quick, it was slow when it needed to be slow.
And there was only one person that ended up being gassed from it.
The crowd, the referee. Anyway, we'll continue on. Well,
ka-ching, ka-ching. But yes, it was a good, solid match. It wasn't the ending that we were expecting, but a certain mention was played out through that match, wasn't it, Mr. Burns?
I will say, I honestly thought Kelsey had it in the bag.
Yeah. As soon as he hit the sit kick and then the Dosser bomb.
Wow.
It was like, shit, he's won. But
no.
He pulls his shoulder up and he's like, no, matey. No. And he actually said, no, matey.
But when you saw that sick kick, what's the first thing you took there and thought?
Yeah, that was a bit. I'm surprised his face isn't still attached to his boot.
What made it even more surprising is how quick. And bear this in mind, Kelsey is not small.
No, he's not. He's a big guy. He's a tall guy, and he's not exactly got a thin waistline.
Right?
He's a heavy dude.
He's a heavyweight.
He's a dosser weight.
Right? And the difference is, to leap and hit a sick kick at the range he was at, I didn't think he was going to hit it.
No, I didn't, to be fair.
It was just, boom. I was like, what the? Then the Dosser bomb was like, it's over. It's over. Then, no, matey.
And then it's like he pulls his shoulder up. He's like, no, matey. No. And he gets him up, picks him up by the head. And guess what he said? I go so high, matey. And why is that, Mr. Burns?
No idea.
Because it's not like we've mentioned it before.
No idea.
We've heard it less times than Kurt Angle's mentioned in winning an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
No, the matey I've heard that more times than the gold, broken freaking neck.
But anyway, it was just a solid match. I loved it, and obviously the comedy was there. And when he did a dive, took a move from off the rope, he did it again.
I will say one spot that did make me cringe in that match. Edge of the ring.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus. I thought he was dead from that.
It was one of them. I felt like it was like watching an episode of Bottom. As soon as he landed on his head on the edge of the ring, it was like, he was dead before he hit the ground.
Well, I thought it was going to be like Deadpool when he breaks his neck in Deadpool 2 when he breaks his neck after the truck crash. And you just see his head on backwards and he goes, I was expecting him to pop up and go, so something's terribly, terribly wrong.
No, but...
But yeah, that looked like it sucked. But that was my thing. I was really entertained in that match. So
yeah,
it was a good way to open the show. Really, really good way to open the show. So you did yourself there. Yeah, you did. Both of them did themselves proud, especially Kelsey, because, like I say, it's a conflict of styles. I would imagine he's faced somebody who's indie before, but maybe not so much. And it is the first time that he's wrestled in 18 months.
Yeah.
Oh, and he was hated, very, very hated, which was nice to see.
And we heard some of the crowd being offended by him.
Oh, yeah. All just because he called the crowd a bunch of inbreds. But, we're not going there with that one.
No, we're not going to go there with that one. And the funny thing about it is he upset a lot of the crowd. And what made it worse is, as he was upsetting them, the crowd got louder against him.
Yeah, and that's the thing that Kelsey does really well, is that he engages with the crowd and he gets them riled up.
And
I think one stage, I was pretty sure that I saw some of his veins popping out of the head.
Pretty much. I was listening, I think to myself, is he even going to attempt to get in the ring?
Yeah, exactly. He hadn't got in the ring by this point.
It was like...
He was still doing his entrance.
He was doing his entrance and almost getting the crowd. He almost had the mob mentality of the crowd.
Oh, God. Just brilliant. Anyway, let's move on, because we are blowing his horn a little bit, even though he lost.
Yes, but the one thing I will say is after he lost, the pop of the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. And that just goes to show he's doing his job properly. And we have said that to them, so
yeah,
it just goes to show. And plus, it was funny because it was an APW debut for Ashley Dunn, if I'm correct.
No, both of them have actually wrestled at APW.
Well, that's not what was said over the introduction.
No. He was declaring that he was officially being recognised as a full-time registered for Academy Pro Wrestling.
Then why did he call it a debut then?
No idea.
No, neither do I. Anyway, come on, let's move on because I don't want to be spending too long on this.
Second match.
Second match. Yeah.
I'll let you discuss this one.
Yeah, I will discuss it, but you need to remind me of who was on second because it was that memorable.
Fatal 4-Way, Kieran McQueen, TJ Sky. I'm just trying to remember all names. I'm not the best with names myself.
Yeah, exactly. So, Fatal 4-Way, it was sloppy in places.
It did have some cool spots, and they made some adjustments.
If you want me to discuss it, I will discuss it.
Please do.
Let me have my say.
Okay.
It was sloppy in places. There were some good spots. There was high spots and some low spots. But for me, I was not invested. I was not invested. I found myself checking my phone.
Okay.
Because it was a moment where I was tapping my phone. And I love wrestling, but I can't sit there and just think to myself, well, that makes sense when it doesn't.
The only
part I liked of that match is when they were doing the shoot finishes.
Shotgun.
The shotgun, yeah. When they were doing the shotgun, I actually got invested then. I was like, oh, yeah, I wonder which one will win. But then it became predictable after the third one.
Now, for me, the only issue I had in this match, and I'm just going to say this, suplexes.
Yeah, suplexes. Not very well executed.
One was not executed well.
Now, I want to try and say that this was down to ring rust. I really hope that's the case.
Yes.
Because
18 months.
That could have been very, very dangerous. Very dangerous indeed.
It could have. And at one point, and genuinely, when I saw the suplex, it went up, I will say, impressive got him up. But it was the Rock. The rocking with it.
Yeah. It should have been smoother. A lot smoother. It literally, I looked at Matt Burns and I was like, he's going to drop him.
And
he's going to drop him on his head.
And what was my facial expression?
Yeah, it's like your teeth were over the top lip.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad, and it was worrying. But anyway, the match itself, the structure of the match itself was okay. It was just sloppy in places. I did notice that the ring ropes were a bit too slack, so maybe that had a part to play in it.
Which I believe in one segment they did have to adjust to, which I thought in certain parts of it they did nicely. I thought it was very well laid out on how they also took turns in the squared circle as well.
Yeah, it was nice. It's like I say, the structure of the match was fine. It's just, the storytelling was a bit off.
It was like, timing was a little bit off, possibly down to ring rust, and the ropes weren't as tight as what they should be.
Yeah, exactly. So I just think, obviously, TJ Sky, we know that he can be very agile, especially when it comes to using the ropes.
No kidding, because I believe you were impressed with a certain reverse 619 into a splash.
Yeah, not just that, though. I was impressed with his ins and outs.
Yeah.
I was impressed with his ins and outs, but I did notice that the ropes were that slack that he was fighting with the ropes.
Yeah.
So that, to me, is what made it look sloppy. And I genuinely, I don't know what was going on, but teething problems, easily sortable. And hopefully, in the future, it's corrected.
Yeah.
Shall we move on?
Match.
Mind you, who was the winner of that match? Wasn't McQueen, wasn't TJ Sky.
It was the new debut, I think. The new debutee.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I can't remember his name. This is like asking me about the Von Erichs all over again.
Don't ask him about the Von Erichs.
No, don't ask me about the Von Erichs.
Don't ask him about the Von Erichs.
Fuck you, Burns.
I said, don't ask us.
I thought you said me.
I said, don't ask us. Because,
Anyway.
we all did terrible.
Yes, we did. We did. Absolutely shocking.
Yes. Yes, we did. Continue?
Yeah, so what did we have next?
Match 3. This one, I believe, tickled you funny.
It did. The start did, yes.
Yes. Now, I'm going to say match... I'm going to point this out. This was match 3/4. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Match 3 was the Academy Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Joe Black, versus Rapid Fire, Tommy Gunn.
And yeah, it started off. I was invested from the minute that Gunn got in the ring.
And the fact that you were probably marking out to Simply the Best.
I wasn't actually.
Oh no,
I wasn't actually.
No, that was actually my mistake. It wasn't you. That was certain other members of the crowd.
Yeah, it was, and I just sat there like in true heel fashion, with my arms folded, gazing into the distance.
Into the abyss.
Into the abyss. But yeah, I was invested. There was just too many hilarious spots in the singles match. Joe Black and Gunn were just like, they were playing off on the comedy, and it was brilliant. Gunn particularly made me laugh when he had his fingers snapped, because it created a golden moment with Mr. Burns. And had we been doing commentary, it would have been golden. Because the part of it was he had his fingers dislocated.
Yeah.
And he went to the corner screaming, like in a high-pitched scream, like a little girl. And he was saying, put them back in, put them back in.
No, put it back in. Put it back in.
Put it back in. To Mr. Burns' delight, turned to me and said, that's what she said. See the utter filth I have to put up with. You don't know Matt Burns when he's not on the Burning Truth. I do. He's a vile pervert.
And then he immediately continued on, and then you said it.
Well, yeah, he was outside the ring, and he was telling him to get back in the ring, and he said, but I want to put it back in. And that's when I said, that's what she said. And yes, it was hilarious. But then we got back into the ring, and it was a slow starter of a match.
Yeah.
Not going to lie, it did go on a little bit too long, the shenanigans, but
yeah,
some of them were just too funny to pass up on.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then we get into the match, and he takes... What was the first move that he took that he screamed at?
Oh, the hip toss.
The hip toss, that was it. Screams like a little girl as he's going over in the hip toss. Fucking hilarious. I was creased by this point. I was laughing too hard.
What even more funny is, and this is where we're going to have to give props to for this, because we know how hard taking it... When you take a hip toss, you hit the ground with some force.
Yeah, so not only is he taking the air out of his lungs as he's screaming like a 10-year-old schoolgirl at a One Direction concert, but he's also hitting the mat, and as he hits the mat, we literally see his soul leave his body. But then he gets up to do another bit, and he gets backdropped very high, might I add.
It was one of them. It's like, it's getting into the rafters.
I thought at one point, he's screaming that hard, he's going to forget
To breathe.
to breathe and land. To which he did remember to breathe. He did hit the mat, and again we saw him have an out-of-body experience, which takes us into the lesser part of the match that I did not enjoy. Eventually, it went out of the ring.
Yep.
Into the back, where obviously the fans can't see, but then you see the APW champion Joe Black get flinged through the curtains, to be followed by basically
Big Mike Wild.
Captain Insano.
By none other than Big Mike Wild.
Yeah.
Right. Now...
Big Mike Wild. And then he's assaulted by Big Mike Wild.
Yep.
And then the ref calls for a disqualification. All because he said that he touched me backstage. Not only is that a no, but that's also a ugh.
And think of the children, won't you?
Yes, please think of the children. Why won't anybody think of the children?
I did wonder when the voice was
I've been
coming in.
thinking of children.
Nope. No.
Sweet little cherry pies.
Anyway,
Mm.
this proceeded
BMW.
to make me sit there and think, okay, so that's happened. Now, what I didn't get is Tommy Gunn just got disqualified.
Straight away, you'd be pissed.
Yeah.
You'd be pissed. If someone's just cost you the title, you'd be pissed. And we didn't get that. We just got...
Him looking like he was waving at him saying, you're getting your ear kicked.
Yeah, and it's like... So this isn't a serious championship match.
He's not...
I know it was like we got that from the comedy, that it wasn't... But sometimes... You know, be a bit more like a chameleon. Treat it seriously. His entrance was semi-serious, so I was okay with that.
Yes.
Even though it did take too long. But then it's like...
But then again,
comedy.
a long entrance can be good, can be done when done right, and he normally does do it right. But we'll explain some of the issues with the entrances later.
Yeah. So we had that, and then it gets announced by Drew who is now actually the general manager,
Which was announced at the start of the show.
which was announced at the start of the show. Congratulations, Drew.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Congratulations to you, Drew. Really happy for you.
After you got sacked, but okay, yeah, happy.
No.
Congratulations.
No. Congratulations, on the new role that you've gained. I'm not going to say anything, but you now know how I feel, don't you?
Yeah, true.
What?
True.
Did I say much?
No. So yeah, there we go. Where we have it. Matt Burns has had his moment. But yeah, so there we go. It gets announced then that it's turning into a tag team match.
Yeah.
And again, I was already invested in the singles match before the interruption, before the DQ.
Yep.
Then you get Sanchez coming out.
Joey Sanchez, who
just looks like an absolute unit, but
even though
Joe
Black is the absolute unit.
Yeah, even though Joe Black is meant to be the absolute unit, but I didn't get the match. I didn't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It seemed a bit lackluster, and again, I lost interest in that match. The only time I enjoyed the tag match was when Joey Sanchez gets in, he fires up and goes to town. I was happy with all that, but then the ending came, and Yeah, I'll let you go into that one. Just make it quick, though.
Super kick, almost dropped from catching on his shoulders, drop on shoulders, pop up into powerbomb, slam. Quick enough for you?
Yeah, that was quick enough.
There we go. But I will say this: I believe Joe Black, after he did that, he did complain about. He was just there thinking he did have to go see the medical team about his pails.
Oh yeah.
He did have to check up because he did land a bit sharpish.
A little bit sharp, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit where I thought his spine was going to come through his mouth, but okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, no, I didn't like I wasn't too keen on that match. I just think that the singles match was enough.
For me. Always good seeing Jerry Sanchez.
Definitely.
Always good seeing all the wrestlers involved. As I know all four of them, and genuinely, for me in this match, and for the tag match, and this is not me disrespecting the champ at all, and I'm pretty sure you're going to agree with me on this one. The MVP for the tag team match, Sanchez.
Yeah, it was his tag partner.
Now, that happened. What I didn't get was what happened after.
Yeah, I mean, it just, yeah.
All I'll say to you is, CJ Connors come back. Great seeing him back. Because he did technically retire.
Yeah, he did.
For a short time, but I believe. But good to see him back, and he's looking well. He also looks pretty much upset that Joe Black has got still got the Academy Pro Wrestling Championship, which, if I'm not mistaken, Joe Black took that championship from him.
Well, there you go then. Better storytelling for you there, but come on, let's move on.
Let's move on to it. The thing is, Joe Sanchez is left. We've got Drew, who makes the announcement of he wants no physical violence between the both of them, or there'll be consequences.
Which is okay, which is fine.
For Drew go for leave, Connors hit Joe, which then Joe falls into Drew inadvertently. Joe gets up to get out of the way, ready to kick the hell out of Connors. For then Drew get up and say, "Who the hell do you think you are?" and suspend the champ.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense because there wasn't really much of a reaction from the champion himself. It was just like, okay then, bye.
Although, I will say this to Joe, respect for him to hold him back even though he's been suspended.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I know some people might think, who see me as the functional brother, so I think I'm a nice guy and everything, but if I had just been suspended, I think I would have just gone, "You've suspended me? Fuck it, I'll make it worth my while."
Think Triple H whenever something is always announced against him, like when The Rock finds out that Stone Cold's going to be in his corner. Triple H is absolutely fucking livid.
No. What I'm saying to you is, I would have literally decked Connors and have said, "Now suspend me."
Yeah, but you'd be livid though.
Yeah, you would.
Again, I agree with you that if you're going to get suspended, then you may as well make it worth your fucking while.
Exactly. It's like
now fucking suspend me.
It's like the old Lee Evans joke, isn't it? It's the old Lee Evans joke where he says, you get caught by a camera, you slow down. Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah. Come on, anyway, let's move on.
Carry on.
We're dwelling on this far too much now.
Half-time break. Half-time break happened. got some refreshments, tidied up, got to speak to some colleagues.
Yeah, you did.
What?
You know what I'm laughing at.
Yeah, that'll be discussed after that. And no, nothing sexual,
Again.
ever.
Again.
No. Anyway,
Come on.
we then got to the second half of the show. Second half had Regan versus RC Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on this match?
I actually enjoyed it. Big guy versus big guy. You always got to love a big guy versus big guy match. It was fine. Again, the ropes of the ring were a bit slack, so it kind of hindered them.
Yeah, and it was a bit unusual. It was almost like the crowd, for me, it felt a bit Bizarro World, a bit.
Yeah, but don't forget, though, we've had heels before that have been over.
Yeah, but at the same time, any reaction is a reaction. Good, bad. As long as there's a reaction, it's all good.
Yeah, exactly. I did feel a bit sorry for the for what was his name, CJ.
RC Chaos.
RCK, sorry, my apologies.
No. RC Chaos, Mr. Rock the Night.
RCK. I did feel a bit sorry for him because, like I say, he wasn't really getting the crowd pop that he needed.
When he needed to, but the difference
When
is...
he needed to, but it's genuinely... sometimes heels can be more popular than a face. It's just the way that the weird, wonderful world of wrestling works sometimes. I mean, look at Kelsey. He even got a fan that night.
Yeah, he did, which
It shocked him.
It shocked me because what made it even more funny is during his match I was saying, you got no fans, and then find out he has got one.
Exactly. Got no fans.
Wait. He does have one now.
Matey.
But still, good clean match. One thing I will say. My God, Regan. The finish of the match. All I'll say to you is, I believe that RC Chaos had to have some smelling salts and dark fruits in the back ready for him.
Oh, yeah.
Because I believe he looked like he was concussed. From a... This is where it was a rolling... I'm just trying to think. It's a discus elbow to the back of the skull.
Yeah, and that hurts.
Yeah. It was one of them. It was like 1, 2, 3, count to 10, he ain't getting up. Enough said?
Enough said.
Oh, and a impactful superplex as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, fucking hell, yeah. That was very, very good. And that's what I'm on about the ropes for. They just didn't look stable enough. I was panicking. I was fearing.
But they managed it. But they managed the superplex.
They managed it, and they pulled it off, and damn!
Which showcases this is a heavyweight versus heavyweight contest.
Exactly. So it was going to fucking hurt.
Yeah. Then we got to, after that, the main event of the evening.
Yes, the New Heights matey.
Ladder match. Where you'll be reaching new heights after.
Yes. New Heights matey.
To quote Drew, New Heights matey.
New Heights matey.
Anyway, would you care to continue?
Do you really want me to have my say on this match?
You wanted to have your say on it? We want to discuss it, don't we?
As a fan of wrestling...
I'm just going to say the participants. Would you like me to mention the participants?
Yeah, just mention the participants and then I will tell you my thoughts on this match.
Right. We have got Eddie Cobain, Woody Anderson, Luke Basham, Lucas Casimir, MJ Grayson, and Stephen Keane.
Yes, that amazing American accent.
I have no idea what you're on about.
No, neither do I. Right, my thoughts on this match. There was a lot of low points of this match.
Some high points.
There was some high points, but a lot of low points.
Yeah.
Low points. If you're tired and you are feeling a bit gassed, do not give or do not take a big bump.
Oof.
Do not. A lot of bumps in that were dangerous. They looked dangerous. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying that from a ladder match perspective. I am saying that from the perspective of a concerned fan.
Yeah. If the crowd are dying down, don't get more aggressive.
Yeah.
Brutes.
Yeah, I felt sorry for him on that one. That was really bad. And if that was me, that I was receiving that, I would kill the fuck out of you after.
Or during.
I would fucking hurt you for that. But anyway, yeah, some spectacular spots, some spots that we thought that, well, some moves that we thought weren't going to get pulled off, and they actually did. To my surprise, because they looked like they were going to fail.
And I didn't even expect the movie quote to be put in.
No, that was quite funny, actually.
Yeah, that's like your opinion, man.
Yeah. Eddie Cobain, for me, was the highlight of that match.
Ooh, he's your highlight?
Well, at the beginning, yeah. At the beginning, and his comedy, and, I just like his whole gimmick. It's quite funny.
Yep.
That bit at the start when I was just literally walking back from the toilet and walking past him, and he was blowing a kiss towards the crowd, and the woman went, "Oh, thank you," and he went, "I'm not kissing you, love. I'm kissing him behind you."
It's not for you, love. It's for him behind.
It was quite funny. That was, so yeah.
That's Cobain, and what makes it even more funny is he doesn't even say "you're welcome." He just goes, "The pleasure is all yours."
Yeah.
Genuinely, I've got to give props to Woody Anderson for one segment in it. Because I remember at one point you were sitting there thinking, "Oh, it's going to be a coffin drop," and you just hear me go, "No."
No, it was a fucking moonsault, which was a good fucking move. I thought he was going to do a coffin drop because of the way that he was standing on the top rope, and I was like, it's going to be a coffin drop. No, he's not going to do a coffin drop. I did hear a crowd member go, "No, it's a shooting star press." I was like, really? He's facing the wrong way if it is.
and then you just heard me go, "No, moonsault."
Yeah, moonsault. This is going to be painful. And what was it? Was it Keane and...
No, it was on, I believe, 3. I think it was about 3 bodies on the ladder.
No, it wasn't. It was 2.
Oh,
it was 2. It was 2 bodies on the ladder.
MJ Grayson was one of them.
Yeah.
MJ Grayson was the other one.
So I'm pretty sure it was Keane and Grayson then.
Yeah, and I will say this. The precision on it, and Anderson literally just, you saw him just go, praying to himself before he did it. Props.
Yeah.
How many guys of his size would you say are doing moonsaults?
Well,
on the UK scene?
Not many. Not many. I mean, I can do one. You used to do them.
Yeah, but I have to think of health and safety now. For the ring and the opponent.
More so the opponent than the ring.
And me
a ring is replaceable. A spleen is not.
Spleen, pancreas, bodily fluids.
Well, you know what a tube of toothpaste is like when you squeeze it?
Well, you saw me. You saw me
The
once come off the
head
top
is the
rope.
cap.
You saw me come off the top rope once.
Yeah, Matt Burns has got a new finisher. It's called the Colgate.
But anyway, one thing I will say is Lucas Casimir.
Impressed. Yeah, really impressed me.
The single Spanish fly.
Yeah, impressed me.
Wow.
I'm for a fact I'm not into the whole flippy doodah wrestling. I'm more boots on the ground type of wrestler. I think high flying moves should only be used as to get a pop rather than to get yourself in a position where the crowd's going ooh ah. You know what I mean? It just no. Like the moonsault onto two bodies on a ladder. That's for a huge pop.
Yeah.
But not to be. But he impressed me. He managed to keep his boots on the ground. When he did go high flying, it was brilliant. And you know what I did actually like from that match?
What?
The dives to the outside of the ring, and then Eddie Cobain running as if he was going to do it. It was like, oh fucking hell, a big dude like that's going to suck. And next thing you know, he stops right on the ropes. Everyone cowers, and then he just steps out and gets planted on the floor.
no, jumps off with the double axe handle and gets chinned.
Yeah, exactly. So fucking like I say, just well done, Eddie Cobain. I enjoyed that. You know, you made that match for me, and especially Casimir. He made that match for me as well. So both him and Cobain were just brilliant in that match. Just pure brilliant. The rest.
One thing I will say this to you: some of the moves that involve the ladder.
Yeah, I was just about to say, going through the ladder, that looked like it sucked. I even heard you saying, "Oh my God, you just come back from injury. Don't do it. Don't do it." Bang! Ow!
Oh,
I say he did.
It was one of those like, ow.
But yeah, there was a fair few. There was also the double chair ladder table shenanigan. Even the decorator's table bit looks like it sucked. Spear through the table that sucked.
Because we had Regan come in for his fallen brethren, Keane, and try to pretty much help his colleague, and paid for it by having Basham spearing through the table.
So just to say, from staying on this subject, because like I say, we are dragging this one out a lot. The finish.
No, I just want to drag this man. I just want to mention this. The spear through the table looked nasty. The most painful spot of the night
is the one that leads up to the finish.
Yeah.
And that is the double chair ladder
combination.
Yeah. That is enough to make me panic like fuck. It looked like it was going to be a superplex on Basham by Keane through the ladder.
And you heard me going insurance.
And then all you see is Basham get the advantage. He slips through. Powerbomb through the ladder. Ow. And not only was it an ow moment, but then again, don't forget the ladder imploded quite a few times.
Yeah, what made even worse is it wasn't even one of them regular, step ladders, were they?
Not the aluminium ones. It was the thingy ones. The
plexiglass. Would you say? Are they?
It's like a solid. Well, not solid plastic. It's like a flexi plastic, but it's more solid than your regular plastic.
Yeah.
But under extreme pressure, it does buckle.
Yeah.
And Yeah, let's just put it this way. They all put them ladders to the test. Including Basham.
Fiberglass ladders.
Yeah. Now, the finish. Am I allowed to talk about the finish now, or are you just going to keep interrupting me?
For yours.
The finish. So he takes the powerbomb through the table, through the ladders, and he actually stays there.
Yeah.
Ow. But then, for Basham, gets another set of ladders, puts them over his gut or groin area.
Close to groin.
Exactly. And then proceeds to climb to the top and gets the briefcase for the contract.
Yes.
Now, I take issue with two things there.
One, you'll keep not on the air. You won't be sitting on the air.
No, you're wrong, actually. I wasn't even going to say that one.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And this is the point I was bringing up with yourself, wasn't I?
It took far too long for him to get the briefcase.
But
It should have been on a hook.
Yeah.
Not a safety clip, like a climber's clip.
Yeah. And the scary thing about it is, being a winner of a ladder match myself, I suffered this experience myself. There was just one difference between mine and this match. In my match, I had the ladder kicked from underneath me, but I was smart enough to quickly grab the case and bring it with me.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, right? It took too long.
Yeah.
And the second issue I take with it is that the remaining 3 wrestlers, it made them all look a bit stupid because they were all crowding around the bottom of the ladder and they weren't even attempting to go up it
To stop him.
or at least fight around the bottom of it to stop him from doing it.
Yeah.
And whilst he was actually grabbing the briefcase. So it just looked... There was just a lot of parts in that match that looked unsafe and sloppy. And yes, I am going to state that for the record. It did look unsafe and looked very sloppy in certain places, but there were a lot of good spots about it.
Yeah.
And if anybody takes issue with that and they want to talk to me about it, that's fine. But just know, you should accept constructive criticism because that's what this is.
Yes.
But I do take issue with them 2 main things.
Yes.
It took far too long to get the briefcase, and the remaining 3 wrestlers that weren't keen, because obviously Keane was practically dead.
it was literally, you may need to get the smelling salts.
Smelling salts and a transfusion. He may also need dialysis.
Because I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you were saying might be pissing blood for a week.
Yes, because I did say after that he might be pissing blood for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, they came in too quick for me. They should have, if they saw him struggling to get the case down, they should have fought him. They should have fought amongst themselves to get up the ladder, not try and look up the ladder like it was the fucking scene from The Lion King.
Nope.
Because it did look like that. I was just half expecting you to turn around and go, Simba.
I was not bite. I was trying not bite. I was trying not bite or laugh.
The circle of life. But anyway, like I say, that was the end of it. It was milked a bit, but I do understand why. It's the first show back in over 18 months, and it means a lot. It means a lot to the wrestlers, and not just the wrestlers, but the fans. So it was overall. I'm not even going to attempt to give it a rating because it just was what it was.
No, there's no point in doing rating. You know, it was a good first show back. You know, certain areas could have had some ring rust, as we said, and everything. The only point I'm going to point out on this one, the only criticism, and I will say fair due to the person who was working on it, who wasn't, you know, who might not have been as experienced at it. For it, the only thing I
Was
will
this
say
the sound?
the sound system, the PA for the entrances. It took a little bit of the edge off, but learning curves.
Yeah,
Learning curves.
learning curves.
First show back, learning curves. I'll be honest with you, I'm expecting when I've got the first UKWA show back, I'm expecting some slip-ups happen, some certain mistakes happen, and everything. I am expecting it. And if anybody wants to give me feedback on my show, honestly, I have always got an open ear available to listen to. I believe. What do you normally say?
You've lost me.
If anybody's got any feedback, as long as it's not just it was shit.
Yeah, well, it's constructive criticism.
As long as
If
it's
there is
constructive.
something in that you weren't too keen on, or something that you think could be improved to make it more enjoyable, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But again, with my criticism, I'm not being a dick. With Matt Burns' criticism, he's not being a dick. He might try and be a bit too nice about things. I won't. But I can't lie about it. Even on Matt Burns' shows at UKWA, if I see something that I hate, he is going to fucking regret ever letting me watch a UKWA show.
And I believe you've already given me some pointers and feedback, which I already corrected.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, it's like I say, if you don't accept constructive criticism and you don't listen to other people's feedback and you carry on the way that you're going, like certain promotions in this particular area, none being named, you're going to get stale, you're going to get boring, and you're going to get found out very quickly.
Nothing more to add.
Nothing more to add to that. So yeah, constructive criticism, it's always good. It's always good. But anyway, I think we are done for this week because it's been 2 hours. I'm tired. I need a poo. And I just wanted to be a bit more forward than usual.
Yeah, and what I'm just going to say, instead of the usual spiel of what we normally state, I'm just going to be pretty much quick about it and just state, we are an advocate of mental health, we always state, I'm just going to just state this, if your mental health isn't great, don't be afraid to speak to others, and, you know, make sure to take care of yourself. We always recommend you all to be excellent to each other, and of course, follow the number one rule.
Don't be a dick.
Pretty much. And with that, we hope you stay well and stay safe. And until the next episode, we hope you check out your local wrestling. But to point this out now, already, next week's episode will be pre-recorded.
It will be pre-recorded. I'm not sure why, but...
Do you want me to state?
No, just fill me in later.
That's fine. It will be pre-recorded due to busy schedules, is what I'm going to state, which is the honest truth. And hopefully, but if anything does change and it is back to being live, we'll let you know.
We will let you know. We will let you know. But until then, I've been Matt Burns, and I have been a constructive criticism.
Basically, you've been a critic.
I have been a critique.
Yes, you have.
And it was all constructive.
Yeah. So, with that, it has been emotional.
Very emotional.
Until next time, catch you later.
Love you.